everyone. So you guys probably don't know that, but when I was in high school, I really wanted to be an astrobiologist. For the one that doesn't know what it does, it's technically the kind of people that tells us if there's life on other planet and what kind. I was also Youth Member of the Year at the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada back in 2017, so even though that's not what I'm doing, space is still something I really love. So since this video is coming out in August, I thought I would do a subtle nod to the Perseids. So let's get started.
For the base of my design, I'll be using this Frankie doll. I've had her for a while and she has a lot of issues, so I had a hard time finding a project for her. But I think this one will be perfect. Now for the second Frankie that's in my box, I'm not sure she'll ever see the light of day, but who knows? So after I removed everything from the hair, makeup, and stitches, and separated the head from the body, I worked on plucking the hair, which always takes an eternity. Also, since I'm not good with hairstyling, I did it as more and more hair was added. My hairstyle is not complicated, but ironically, it's close to another hairstyle I did with the same color. And for me, it wasn't super wow, so I took extra care this time. Now that I've done the hair, I thought it was a good time to start on the paint. But before, I just need to remove her signature screw as they're unfortunately not part of my design. For the color, I choose this mintish color, which is close to her actual body, but just a tad more vibrant. The meteors can be a lot of different color depending on their composition, but this kind of meteor is what I base myself off for the color palette. Since these two big parts are done, I wanted to start on her face paint. And I totally forgot to put her back on her body, so I hope there won't be some big cracks on her face. But at least I didn't start the face up like some of my other doll and messed up everything. It is still salvageable at this state. And like I thought, there's a big crack that formed. So it could have been a good experience, but this technique is almost always a flop, so I need to be more careful. Now, with everything that just happened, I was a little bit scared to start the face up, but she was wrapped, so she was ready for it, so here it goes. I really wanted the message to pass that she's part of the meteor shower or something space related, so I tried to incorporate as much star shape as I could, and the eyeliner got the first go. And with the same color of the eyeliner, I did her lips, which I thought was a perfect color. It's almost like an electric blue. It's really pretty. And I also think it can recall a lot of space stuff. First thing in mind is maybe like supernova, but if you think it recalls anything space related, I'm happy to hear it. Now, for once, I thought I could give you the footage of the right eye. I do struggle with symmetry, and when I do the second eye, I usually wipe it off like 2 times maybe before I'm satisfied. But for you guys, I'll give it my all. This is also usually when I use more of my sealant, because when I'm satisfied with something, I go set it right away, as a mistake can happen 3 seconds after you pass 10 minutes to achieve perfection. And for me, when that happens, I usually smudge everything trying to repair the mistake, and I need to start all over again. The other reason, which is the main big reason I'm not showing you guys this eye most of the time, is my big hands are usually always in the way, so there isn't a lot of usable footage. Now, like I told you guys, I'm trying to add as much star as I can. So yeah, I could have just done a star highlight, but that's boring. So I'll make the pupil in the shape of the star instead. Don't ask me how she can see, but it works. I'm also super proud of myself as they both look symmetrical, like I don't feel that one eye is bigger or looking cross-eyed, so I'm really proud. I also added a little heart in the same color of the eye and some anim blush, and finished with a little moon. For the eyebrows, I wanted something futuristic, so I almost went no eyebrow as aliens are usually not portrayed with some, so I went with the thin 2000 brows instead. which gives her the perfect expression to it. Now for the outfit. This fabric is what inspired everything. I've had it for a while and I really wanted to use it. It does a futuristic, it does a space exploration, and I absolutely love the color change. So I decided to do a one piece. For me, I have the feeling that a space explorer on a meteor would have an astronaut suit, but conventional astronaut suits are not really fashion. But for my plan, this one piece is perfect. I also did not have the feeling I had to add a lot to sell it, as the color shift was just perfect. Now, I'm not sure where I took this inspiration, but do you guys know this type of crop top? For me, it always did futuristic, and that's exactly what I want to do. I found this fabric, which I think is exactly the color of her face. Well, a tad less purple, but I still thought it would be a good contrast to break the holographic just a little. For that, I used a normal shirt pattern that I had with a little poof sleeve and put it on her and just cut over the boobs. And seriously, I'm in love with this top, and even more after what I'm gonna do. See, I said I wanted to break the holographic, but I also wanted to add some stars. Well, I bought these little stars at Michael's at the start of my channel, and I really want to use it on this project, so here it goes. And oh my god, it's so cute! Now, we're not done with the stars. One last touch I wanted to make was a bag. I thought about doing a kind of backpack, oxygen bottle style, but I think I'm going more fashion than practical, so I'll do a purse instead. We'll just say she can breathe in space, okay? As you can see, I just cut some star shape in the thickest cardboard I had. And I'll reuse the same fabric as the top I just made to cover it. Usually I struggle with a lot of stuff while I'm doing my dolls, but this graph reminded me of some stuff I did as a kid. So I didn't think it would be too hard to make, which it was, it was just like cut and glue, cut and glue, cut and glue. But when I had my second star shape and I had to make the back, that's when my brain just went from all the flippets I had to make. So I made what looked like a bias off camera, and again just worked around the shape with cutting and gluing and cutting and gluing. Looking back, I don't know why I didn't use some fabric tack, which is specifically made to glue fabric, but my little sewing pins came to the rescue nonetheless. It's hard to see and it's hard to explain, but I just laid the glue and cut the fabric so it would take the shape more easily, and the pin made sure that nothing moved while the glue was drying. For the top part, I just cut some slit everywhere, so of course it would take the shape, and just put the star on top and worked around it a little. Since the shape was already kind of there because of the base, it made everything so much easier, thank God. Now that I let everything dry, can you tell what's missing? Yeah, the little stars! So again, I added those and just added this little silver chain for her to be able to wear it. For the shoe, I had these one and I think they're broken, but I really love the asymmetry. And I also think the color is perfect, like it's super vibrant. So here it goes, we can finally go to the final shot.